Hello, everybody. Good late morning slash early afternoon. And we have a Seahawks game in a little bit here. So I know people are trying to move away from the memory of that Rams game. But we do have some stuff we got to clean up here, some stuff we got to take care of. I'm just going to go ahead and do it today throughout the rest of the day. We've got pass coverage Thursday right now. Later on, we'll do pass rush Friday, both on Thursday. So we'll get all the Rams stuff out of the way before we play this Niners game, is the idea. So let's just go ahead here. Obviously, I know people have already kind of moved on, but let's dissect this a little bit to try to understand what is happening where. So, pass coverage Thursday, we're going to start with Bobby Wagner here, and it was not a great day for Bobby Wagner in coverage. He allowed almost 90 yards in coverage in this game. And it was only 4 completions, I believe. Yeah, it was 4 targets, 4 completions, but they were big plays. They totaled almost 90 yards, and a lot of them were air yards. He gave up over 60 air yards in this game. So, what that tells me, at first glance, what that tells me, just that information, is that the coaching staff and the scheme is failing Bobby Wagner. They're putting him in coverage too much, and they're putting him in coverage deep down the field. So you get what you get. So you put Bobby Wagner in those situations, he's going to get beat sometimes. He's not a great cover player anymore. That's not his strength as a player. He's not fast enough. He's not quick enough. He's good with run defense. He can blitz. He's good at some stuff. But you leave him in coverage, you get what you get. This tells me our coaching staff is regressing in the understanding of how to use him. Like, when in doubt, just put Bobby in coverage, which is where he got completely lit up in a couple of years ago when he was here. So that's a very bad sign. And to me, that just reaffirms the fact that this coaching staff is regressing as we go deeper into this season. Bobby Wagner giving up almost 100 coverage yards in one game, that's not something I'm going to get mad at Bobby for because he's a older player. You expect that. But what I do expect is a coaching staff able to recognize it and do something about it. So, not a good game for Bobby in coverage. Brooks gave up a few completions as well. He gave up like 3 on 4 targets, but it was up for 43 yards. That's a little better. That's, something I'm a little more willing to live with. It's still not great, but overall, Brooks is having by far his best season ever in coverage, and most of it was yards after the catch as well, which is something that I get is going to happen. So, not too upset about any of that, but the Wagner stuff indicates to me a real problem. So, yeah, the linebackers got pushed around a good amount in this game. The good news is the edge rushers did not get targeted once in this game, none of them, including Frank Clark, who is still not added to this list because he hasn't been targeted in coverage yet. So we at least fixed that, I guess, but I don't think we replaced it with anything that I like. Bobby Wagner giving up big plays in coverage is not the direction that I want to go in. So yeah, not overall a step in the right direction, even though some stuff did get cleaned up, obviously. We didn't have Mafe or Draymond get beat deep in coverage. Cornerbacks with we got Reek Woolen leading us off here. So he gave up a couple catches on 5 targets, so clean game from him. He did end up giving up about 40 yards in coverage in this game, but on 5 targets, I can live with that. And he got the pick. He got the pick that really should have been a big turning point in this game. Unfortunately, it wasn't because our offense was mostly dead with Drew Lock in the second half of that game. But Woolen has really kind of leveled his season out a little bit, I think. Now, the penalty is not reflected here. The penalty is something that was massive in this game. Not okay, inexcusable, unacceptable. But coverage-wise, he's on his way. He's now, as of right now, he's allowed less than 250 yards in coverage through 10 games. And I know he missed basically a game and a half. But Woolen's numbers are nice. He's holding up really well in coverage on a team with a decent pass rush, but not a great pass rush, I don't think. Not yet, anyway. 68.7 quarterback rating against is going to work for me any day of the week. Witherspoon had a very nice game as well. He gave up a couple catches, but 3 catches, but it was actually only for a grand total of 1 yard. because he had a tackle for loss, and he, I believe, had another tackle for basically no gain. So he gave up 1 total yard in coverage, and it was all yard after the catch. His air yards are down after this game significantly. So Witherspoon, another really good game for him in coverage. He had the sack as well. He tackled well. 77.3 PFF. 77.3 QB rating when targeted. Works very well for me as a rookie. So yeah, Witherspoon continues to get it done, playing really good. If only our entire defense was built out of Woolens and Witherspoons, I think we'd be okay. I think we'd probably be okay. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Mike Jackson played 1 snap, didn't get targeted. Trey Brown got targeted twice and only gave up 1 completion. Unfortunately, that 1 completion was the 4-yard touchdown at the end of the first half. So Trey Brown does give up his second touchdown of the season, but overall played a perfectly fine game. And it's important to remember Trey Brown played almost this whole game because of the Jamal injury. He had to play basically the whole game. So Trey Brown, I got no issues with him giving up 1 4-yard touchdown and nothing else the rest of the game. So he's doing his thing. He's doing work. His numbers are not that far off from Woolen and Witherspoon. So don't forget to include Trey Brown in the conversation here when you're talking about this secondary. He's a big part of the good stuff happening here in Seattle. One of the best things happening in Seattle right now, in fact. So those are your cornerbacks. The others didn't play. Safety. Quandre Diggs got picked on just a little bit more than usual in this game. He got targeted 4 times, gave up 3 completions for a decent chunk of yards, almost 50, 45. So, you know, it's not awful, but for Quandre Diggs' standards, it's not really what you want. Most of it was air yards, and I guess that's a little bit better than yards after the catch because that indicates that he's missing tackles, but yards are yards. 92.2 quarterback rating when targeted. Doesn't feel like we're getting our money's worth, but he's not playing poorly overall, I don't think. He did lead the team in tackles, I think, in this game, so that's something. Julian Love, he got targeted a decent amount as well in this game. 4 targets, and he gave up 2 completions. Not bad, however, he did give up the big PI call, so he gave up 26 yards in coverage plus the big pass interference. So, not bad. I mean, we didn't give up any points on the drive where he had the PI. 105.5 QB rating when targeted is still bad, but most of that is from earlier in the season. He's definitely leveling out a little bit here. So, that's your pass coverage Thursday. On a Thursday, so we are actually doing it on the right day. But, yeah, definitely some stuff that is trending in a bad direction. Some stuff that's great. I mean, look, overall, Stafford had less than 200 yards throwing against us. He had like 190 yards. So 190 yards, that's winning football in the modern NFL for sure. But how we got there, I think there are some things that could be worked on a little bit. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. More videos coming. And we're getting ready for this game tonight. See you guys later.